Hey everybody, Mike Jeffers, Chicago Music Revealed, and I am backstage here at the 2026 Chicago Blues Fest, and I am sitting here with the Deputy Director of the B.B. King Museum in Indianola, Mississippi, Robert Turrell. Robert, pleasure to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Pleasure to have you in Chicago.
Well, it's my second home. Maybe it's my first.
Actually, you are from Chicago, aren't you? How'd you end up in Mississippi?
Well, no, let's reverse that.
All right.
I'm from Mississippi. I migrated to Chicago at the age of 18.
Okay.
And then I went back to Mississippi at the age of 51.
Because you didn't like the winters or something?
No, I had parents. Sometimes you got people that you love. You end up doing things that you said you would never do.
So when you left here and you went back, is that when you got connected with the B.B. King Museum and started the whole working with the foundation?
Yeah, that's when I got connected with the B.B. King Museum. But before that, I had a recording studio right here, 18th in Michigan, for a lot of years. Right there where Willie Henderson and all those guys was.
What was the name of it?
It was called Planet 11.
Oh, yeah.
That was my studio.
No kidding. Wow. You still do that down in Mississippi?
I don't do the studio. I do some live recordings, but I do it with Club Ebony, which is the historical nightclub.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, I do some live recordings there.
So let's talk a little bit about the museum, and then we're going to come back to Club Ebony because we need to talk about that too. So the museum, the B.B. King Museum, we could talk about it probably for 3 hours, but is all of the artifacts are there, I'm assuming, so it's almost like you go there and you're all encompassing. You can see everything about B.B. King from his early life through.
Yeah, B.B. King Museum, it starts in the beginning where it takes you back to an old cotton gin that he used to work in as a young man. And then, of course, it moved progressively through his life. So it's the only place in the world, really, that just tell his entire life story.
How did like the cotton gin, when I was reading that on the website, it's like, is that the original cotton gin that he was working on?
That's the original cotton gin.
How did anybody have the foresight to find that and keep it?
They didn't know. They didn't know. The property ended up being a city property, and they used that property for a site where they had trucks and a dog pound and all that stuff there. And we had two groups of architect students who tried to find a location for the museum. Both of them picked it as the #1 site.
No kidding.
No kidding. Everybody was like, oh, hell, you gotta be kidding. Not this old rundown looking place. So photos went to BB.
Yeah.
And he looked at this photo. The Brainiacs thought it should have been off the highway because it'd be easy to find.
Yeah, get everybody over
there.
Yeah,
it would be easy to find, And he looked at the photos and he said, well, y'all don't know what that is, do you? He said, yes, sir, we know what it is. It's the old cotton gin on 2nd Street. He said, but you didn't know I used to work there. So I was like, automatic. Nobody knew. They just took photos of all the different locations that they wanted to be, the property for the museum.
Yeah.
And that's the one.
When was the museum opened?
It opened in 2008.
Okay,
September 2008.
So he was around for a while.
Oh yeah, he was around. He would frequent the museum, and then he would also do an annual homecoming festival. And in 2012, he decided to start doing it on the grounds of the museum.
So he would be there.
Oh yeah, he'd be there. I mean, he'd show up anytime. Anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be one of those things where you're sitting around doing something and say, oh my gosh, BB will be here in 30 minutes. And you got to scramble.
It's like, okay.
BB will be here. It's BB, what I'm saying? Get him his right chair,
Well, so the types of things people can see when they go down there, obviously, guitars and all of his artifacts and things like that. But you also do events. You also do a lot of educational programming down there. Talk a little bit about that. Did he have a hand in pushing forward that education?
Well, the thing about it is when you think about BB and you think about the things that he stood for, then the museum have to do the same thing. So he was really all about education. He was all about education and health. BB was a diabetic, and he lived with that for a lot of years. Yeah. So we started doing programs based on that. And of course the education part with the kids, it was automatic. He always wanted the community to come together, black and white. And so we do a lot of events that make sure that we bring the community together. And all the education programs are just geared towards that. We do a ambassadors program that's like a leadership program to teach kids how to be leaders in the community and how to serve the community. And of course the B.B. King Museum All-Stars, which are the kids. Kids learn how to play instruments and they actually perform. We've done quite a few things with those kids.
That's the importance of the whole thing, though, and the fact that BB was around to get this started and pushed it forward has to even push the initiative even harder, I would imagine, because now that he's passed away, it's got to be like we got to keep growing this and growing this and growing this.
We have to, and we've had people to really come and support it. I mean, we didn't have the funding to buy the instruments, so somebody just got out and just started, raising money to get instruments and had people to come with instruments. Maybe a month ago, I got another 8 or 9 guitars, I got 4 amps, then I got, even like Chris Stone, Kingfish, he gave us 2 guitars, 2 additional guitars from the first set. And a set of keyboards, 2 keyboards with the racks and everything, a drum set. So we have things. What's good about it is when you have a kid that show a lot of promise, they may be graduating from high school, and you want them to stay into the music, then you have an instrument that you can lead. Lead with an instrument, and they can continue to go.
And they take it.
They take it. Yeah, we've had some young people who was in our program who now play for some of the Southern Soul guys on the road.
Really?
I went to one of my friends has a radio station, and he does a concert in one of the halls over in LaFleur County Civic Center, big Civic Center. And I go there one day to help him out doing the show, and here is one of the little guys, Tyler, who is one of our all-stars, playing for the guy who's out of Texas. He's the lead guitar player. I was like, and I said, hey man, that's one little all-star. You better take it. He said, man, this kid is great, man. He's he's disciplined. So I was like, I love it.
Yeah. That's the kind of thing that I love, because I've talked to a couple of different organizations this weekend and throughout me doing interviews, and when they talk about how there's that leadership aspect,
right?
It's not just like, okay, this is how you got to play it. I'm sure you're covering like, okay, this is how you have to look when you show up. You got to show up early.
Right.
If you show up 15 minutes early, you're on time. That kind of stuff, and getting into the business side of it too, because BB ran all of that. I mean, when you look at his life's work, people don't realize, a lot of these artists, but BB, to get to the point where he was, he had to really know business too.
He had to.
And that's one of those things that in a leadership standpoint, I'm sure you guys cover.
Yep, we make sure we do that. And the thing is, we believe in doing things on time anyway. So even if we're doing an event and the kids are doing something, when it's time to start, we start.
Yeah.
I don't care if there's only 3 people there. We start. And so we train in the community that when you come in to see your kid perform, if you wait too late, you're going to miss half of the performance. You can't come in that fashionably late stuff where you want to walk in and waltz in at the end. No, you're going to miss it because we starting on time. And we're teaching the kids that so they understand. When the time starts moving around now, they start looking at us. I was like, okay, don't worry, we're going to start on time.
Yeah.
They know it,
Yeah.
Right.
That's so important too. I mean, so let's talk a little bit about Club Ebony. So what's the history on Club Ebony for the people that don't know?
Well, Club Ebony is a very historical place. It's an old club that was used as a stop on the chitlin circuit. It was built right after World War II by a guy named John Jones, who passed away in 1950. The history of it is just really, really rich with all the musicians who played there. As a matter of fact, in 1956, BB met his second wife there, and then married her in 1958.
Really?
So yeah, it's been one of those things. She's still alive, so she told me one day, she said, well, Mama, when BB came up with the bus and the band was out there, she said, Mama told me, come on, let me introduce you to the band. So she went outside. She's a little cute lady, right? She went outside and her and BB started making eyes. she said, and I got all of his information, got his address, and said I actually sent him a letter and sent him an invitation to my high school graduation.
Oh, really?
I said, that doggone BB was right in the cradle. Said my high school graduation, and she said he sent me something back. He said, I can't make the graduation. But he sent her a set of white luggage with her name in gold on the luggage. I said, BB was ready. He was like, baby, you are mine, and you coming with me. Just pack your bags. Here's the bag if you ain't got one. And then they eventually got married, and stayed on the road. But that club has so much of history. Maybe you're talking about all of the early guys played in that club. I mean, everybody you could name, all of the kings. He talking about Ike and Tina Turner. He talking about James Brown, Ray Charles, all of the big bands, the Count Basie bands, the Louis Jordan. I mean, just everybody you can name, they played in that club. That's a lot of history.
Well, that was that Chitlin circuit.
That's the Chitlin circuit.
It didn't matter the genre. They were on it, and they would hit all these different clubs, and they knew they were safe to go to those places too back in the day, right?
Yeah, that was the time when initially the black artists couldn't play in white establishments.
Right.
So these are the places they played in the community. There were no hotels for them. They would change clothes either at the venue when the guys would hide the lady while she changed clothes.
Yeah.
Or there was people in the community who had houses that would give them a room, so they would have places to stay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like another world. It's unbelievable, but it wasn't that long ago.
I was just about to say that, and I talked to kids about this, and they say, "Oh my gosh, that must have been hundreds of years ago." No, I said, "No, I ain't 100."
No.
And I was here, so I mean, let's think about that. So. We have to watch that. That history is not that far back.
No. So you're running that. Are you running that club?
I run the club. I end up doing a lot of things that I shouldn't be doing because I don't have to be the engineer. I don't have to be the DJ, or I don't have to be the host, but I end up doing them all because, you're looking at a place that don't have a big budget. I've actually, over the last few years, was able to get some money from the state and was able to redo the club. I mean, we did a massive fix on the club. It was in bad shape. I mean, you got to remember, 1948, it hadn't really had any real work on the place since 1948, and people didn't realize how it was in the back. I knew what it was like in the back, but most people, they come in the club and they just have a good time, and I'm like, oh Lord, I pray the club don't fall down. Like, you know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. But eventually I was able to get it done, and now I think the club will last another 70, 80 years.
It's a historical marker? I mean,
it's a historical marker. They're actually on the Mississippi Blues Trail, which is, this is the 20th anniversary of the Mississippi Blues Trail. It is number 87 on the list out of 200 and something. I mean, it's up there,
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, see, it's those kinds of places that I don't think, to your point, and I know from running theaters and stuff, it all looks like fun and games, and everybody leaves, and you're like, oh man, I've got to fix this and this and this and this. It's that infrastructure. You got to keep it up.
Yeah, I remember BB being on that stage in 2012, and I was like, oh my gosh, I really don't want BB on the stage no more. And they was like, oh no, I'm used to it. It's okay. I'm like, okay, I know. The stage was starting to go down in the back, and when you stand on the back of the stage, you feel the softness
he had a
in the
big
floor.
chair too, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, I mean that we didn't use that chair on the stage, but I mean when you start to talking about the whole band, I mean BB had a big band. Yeah, I'm talking about the band. So you're talking about a Hammond B3 with a Leslie and the big drummers and all of the instrument and the horn section. I mean everybody was on that same 24-foot stage.
That's right.
And that was kind of scary for me.
Yeah,
I just didn't want the stage to fall in.
The vibrations going, and the next thing you know, you're playing in the basement.
Yeah, with hundreds of people in the place. Yeah, it was just But the next year I was able to actually redo the stage.
Oh, that's great.
And then I was able to put some support so that the roof didn't, cave over.
Yeah.
I put that support there on that new part of the stage that I did. And then a couple of years later, I was able to get some money and just redid the whole thing. So we did all new walls inside and out. I actually propped everything up with temporary walls, and then rebuilt everything on the outside, and then take that out, and then rebuild everything on the inside. And I left the original flooring and ceiling in, but all of the walls are new. And then I also left all the glass blocks, because in the 40s, John Jones, he put in glass blocks around the bars and different places. So it's kind of cool to have the glass block with the red lights in them, and it had the recessed pieces inside of the ceiling. All that stuff is still there. So I wanted that history.
You kept the historical nature of the building, but reinforced it. And then, of course, when I redid the color, I found the exact same color same green. I took it off, and I was like, okay, you got to match this color. And they was able to match the color. And and so I got that exact same green. That's amazing. That's amazing.
It's good. Yeah.
Well, so bbkingmuseum.org.
Yes.
Robert, how can people support the museum? If they can't get to the museum, can they go online? Can they help? Can they donate? Can they do anything?
You can go online. There's a link where you can donate. You can also become a member. You can PayPal. I mean, any type of electronic payment you want to give is there. Just right from their website.
So they have like a year-long membership, so they can keep re-upping every year, and they can be connected with the museum.
That's correct.
That's outstanding. Well, it's a pleasure to see
pleasure.
you.
My pleasure, man.
I know we've met over the years.
We've met over the years over conversations.
It's usually hot, sweaty things over there in the fest. This is nice and cool in this room.
Yeah, nice and cool, but I'll be right back at the end in a few minutes, and I'm going to be jealous because you're going to be over here in the cool. I'm going to be happy for you.
So before we wrap this whole thing up, again, bbkingmuseum.org. And thank you, Robert. Thanks, everyone, for watching. All the information is at chicagojazz.com, bluesinchicago.com. And until next time, hopefully I will see somebody out on the scene.